It's been confirmed to us multiple times that Starfield is aiming to be a somewhat grounded experience. Obviously not too realistic, because that just wouldn't be fun, but set in a universe that, if we stretch, could maybe, possibly be possible in over 300 years' time. In the Starfield Direct alone, we can see multiple ways that Bethesda have put some realism mechanics into Starfield, such as being able to let us get some injuries in the regular game instead of just in a survival mode, everything from broken bones to even being able to catch a cough or a sickness or soreness. But of course it gets way more in depth than that. Like I said, we know Starfield is aiming to be somewhat realistic, with only small hints of fantasy. And I think that we can all agree that space in real life is obviously extremely dangerous and a difficult mission for the folks who risk their lives going up there. So when we take a look at Starfield, we obviously have to wonder how much the dangers of real life space have been implemented into Starfield itself. As I'm sure you all know, some planets in real life are so dangerous that even in a fancy futuristic spacesuit, we would just straight up die if we even got too close to that planet's atmosphere. Now, Todd Howard did confirm a little while ago that when we play Starfield, we will have to get certain spacesuits, or at the very least upgrade our current spacesuits in order to visit some planets due to just how dangerous they are. Sadly, it's still unclear what dangers Todd was talking about, but we know that Starfield will have a big weather system featuring storms, blizzards, and even what looks like sandstorms in certain parts of the showcase. And again, if we compare this to real life, we know that some planets in our own star system have extremely dangerous weathers as well, such as Saturn raining diamonds. The high pressure of the planet basically converts rain into near diamond material. So if we were on Saturn and this happens, realistically, it would cut right through our spacesuits into our skin, killing us almost instantly. Or even Mars, which we know will be a massive part of Starfield, having immense dust storms that cover the entire planet when they happen. Jupiter has had storms bigger than the Earth that have ranged for decades or sometimes even centuries. So when Todd says, yeah, we're going to need to be cautious about certain planets and sometimes even change our spacesuit in order to visit them, to me it sounds like this is the kind of stuff he's talking about, because that's really just the first thing that comes to my mind. But again, speaking of real life planets, we still have no idea how Bethesda are going to handle gas giants or black holes in Starfield. Now I will say there is a very solid chance that black holes aren't in the game, because the closest black hole to Earth is in Gaia BH1, which is about 5,200 light years away, and Starfield is set in a small pocket of the Milky Way, ranging about 50 light years from Earth. However, in those 50 light years there are plenty, and I mean plenty, of gas giants, which again, realistically, we cannot land on. The solid core of a gas giant has pressure that's so enormous that we simply just would die if we tried to land there, basically. Not to mention the thousands of kilometers of the gas thickness surrounding it. However, with that said, we do know that gas giants are in the game, since we know for a fact that Sol, our solar system, is in the game, and we can visit it. And you guessed it, Sol has 4 gas giants, that of course being Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. People have speculated that while we probably won't be able to land on a gas giant in Starfield, what if we can actually send probes into them in order to collect resources for us? And while that would be awesome and it's a very cool theory, we sadly have no evidence at all to support it. I think the more likely option is that Bethesda just say, yeah, whatever, you can land there if you wear a certain spacesuit or have a certain upgrade in your suit or something like that. And sure, that's sort of a cop-out and a very easy way to get out of it, but it's better than not being able to explore gas giants at all, at least in my opinion. But now going back to the actual game, we know that Starfield will be filled to the rim with dangers around almost every corner. We can get mercenaries sent after us if we break enough laws or do something bad, or we can even choose a certain trait to get them sent after us almost constantly, and the trait there is called Wanted. We know about the countless factions that could be hostile to us, such as the Crimson Fleet, the Great Serpents, the House of Varun, the Ecliptic Mercenaries, and many, many more. Bethesda have even upgraded some of their older systems to make crime more risky, such as pickpocketing. Clicking the option to pickpocket someone will no longer freeze/pause time like it did in, say, Skyrim or Fallout 4. Instead, we will do this in real time and basically just pray that our victim doesn't turn around and catch us. This does make me wonder if Bethesda have done the same thing for digipicking. In older Bethesda games, lockpicking used to also pause the game, so the moment that the screen said you were hidden, you could just stand there for 10 minutes trying to pick a lock without worry. Now this does actually make me wonder if Bethesda have done the exact same thing for digipicking, which is basically lockpicking in Starfield. See, in older Bethesda games, lockpicking used to also pause the game, so the moment that the screen said you were hidden, you would click to lockpick, and then you could basically just stand there for as long as you want, like 10 minutes, trying to pick a lock without worry. Or what if in Starfield, digipicking, like the new pickpocketing, doesn't freeze time / pause the game for us as well? We may have to do this in real time, just like pickpocketing. Now I won't go too deep into it here, since I did just upload a crime system breakdown video a couple of days ago and we spoke in depth about this. But even looking at this quick scene in Neon, we could see somebody who got seemingly gutted to death, which just proves that Starfield will be filled with dangers. Now of course I very briefly just mentioned the dangerous factions in Starfield, which we will come across and have to fight and all of that usual Bethesda stuff, but we also can't forget about the creatures. Some of these guys look like they're going to be absolutely insane to fight. I do have an entire video breaking down literally every single creature that was shown in the 45-minute direct, which you could check out here if you'd like. But that of course brings us to outpost building. We know that we can't build an outpost on every single planet and moon, and I feel like the places we can't build on will just be the dangerous ones, such as Saturn due to the rain, again like we mentioned at the start of the video, or any gas giants for that matter. But with outposts I do have to wonder, if we build on a non-breathable planet for example, are we just going to have to wear a spacesuit at all times, or can we build some kind of machine that sort of generates oxygen for us? Will the gravity or mass of the planet or moon affect how certain things such as our power windmills will run? Will we be limited to build certain things if we're on a dangerous planet that we can actually build on? Or can we just build whatever we please? If we build an outpost on a planet with a bunch of hostile alien life, will our outpost get attacked like our settlements did in Fallout 4? We do know that we could build a watchtower at our Starfield outpost, so maybe that is some evidence towards us being able to get attacked by hostiles at our outposts. All questions that we clearly still need answers to. But anyway, that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know what your opinions are on the dangers of space in Starfield in the comments below, and if you did enjoy the video, I kindly ask that you leave it a like to help out myself and the channel as a whole, and if you did enjoy the video, consider subscribing to stay up to date on everything Starfield, everything from leaks to official news to plenty of other single player video game content. As always, a huge thank you to our channel members. It really does mean the world that you guys stick around and support me month after month, so thank you again. But with all of that said and done, I thank you all so much for watching, and I really hope to see you next time. Peace.